Yeah, day 35. So last we have completed string to number conversion, nan, and other things. Also, in the JavaScript, we have completed the JS, and we are working with HTML5 and CSS3. And today we are going to see, we have started and completed the selectors, basic selectors we have seen, pseudo classes we have seen. Now the dimension units, so index.html, and here style01.css. So here HTML5, units, and link rel css style01.css. Correct?
Yes.
Now style01.css, I have a main over here, and inside main let's have this div. Now I need to apply width and height for this div. So let me create a class is equals to box. Name of the class is what? Box. Dot box. So width 100 pixels, height 100 pixels, and background color cadet blue. Background color what? Cadet blue. So let's open this HTML. Yeah, can you see 100 pixel by 100 pixel? There are two types of the dimension units available: relative units and the absolute units. What are that? Relative units and the absolute units. What are the absolute units? The units which are based on the fixed and the absolute measurements. They are not as adaptable to the responsive designs. Responsive design means that they will not take the shape of given screen. They will not adjust themselves as per the screens. Absolute units. They are generally used when you need the precise control over the element sizes, or when dealing with the physical measurement. What are the absolute units? They are not adaptable. They will not automatically take the shape of the screen. Shape of screen means what? Width and height in this sense. And what are the absolute units we have? Pixels, inches, centimeters, millimeters, point, and picas. These are kind of absolute units. We have used the pixel represent the fixed numbers of pixels on the screen. Let's inches. If you talk about inches, represents physical inches, less commonly used in web design due to its lack of responsiveness. But inches you can use. Physical inches, inch, centimeter, physical centimeters. Millimeters also same. Points represent a typographical measurement, and this is used mostly if you want to create a print related things, right? Picas represents a picas, another typographical measurement, also used less often in the web design and more in the print. So you can use HTML to create a print template. If you want to create the invitation card, that to be in a HTML, and that is going to be used as a template for the printer, at that time you will use those things. Pixel, inches, centimeter, millimeter are more commonly used in the web design. Actual things, actual inches on the screen, actual centimeters on the screen, irrespective of the screen. 2 inches, 2 inch, right? 2 inch off particular screen, it is not like that.
Sorry, pardon.
2 inch off,
Mm-hmm.
it's a relative, right? Inch with respect to something, but inch is a standard unit. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that inch would be used over here. So instead of pixel, you can use IN, inches, and the inches. Again, you will see something like this, way bigger.
So you said about pixel.
Correct.
So then suppose if you are browsing your site from the laptop, or you are browsing from the another monitor, or you are browsing from the mobile. In that case, because you said it is not adaptable.
Correct. It's not adaptable.
Right.
That's what the absolute unit. So try to understand there are two types of units, absolute unit and relative units. If you want adaptable, you need to go for, if you want adaptable units, you need to go for relative units. We'll see that what are the relative. But this is an interview type question. What do you mean by relative units? What do you mean by absolute units? Right?
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Now we are going to see
Yes.
yeah, now we are going to see relative units. So few of the relative units are, first try to understand what is a relative unit. Relative units are responsive and adapt to the context, making them highly useful for creating the layouts that work well across the different screen sizes and devices. Units are responsive and adapt to the context, making them highly useful for creating the layouts that work well across different screen sizes and devices. One of them is percent. Viewport units relative to the parent element, relative to the root element. relative to parent element, relative to root element. 4 types of, there are more, but you may think about these units right now. Percentage, viewport units, relative to the element, relative to the root element, right? Now if you see 50%, remember that it's a relative to the parent. If you see percent, a relative to the parent element size. Now can you tell me what would be the thing? See here, I have assigned percent over here and everything is gone, and this is the definition relative to the parent element size. And if I attach the percent, it has gone. What's the reason?
There is no parent.
There is a parent. Main is the parent for div. Remember that, relative to the parent. Relative to parent, and in this case parent is not having any width. Yeah, we didn't assign any width and height to the parent. So who is the parent of div? Main. Who is the parent of main? Body. Who is the parent of body? HTML. So you need to give width and height to everyone. So here you can say HTML body width, you can say 100 VW, height 100 VH, viewport width, viewport height. Another relative unit, VW, VH, viewport width, viewport height. And here this meta tag helps you. So this tag says that the viewport of the viewport is assigned to the device width, and that device can be laptop, that device can be mobile, that device can be auto, car, or can be watch, anything.
Viewport means what?
Viewport means the visible area on the screen. What is viewport? Visible area on the screen, and we are assigning a width, we are assigning the viewport. What is the viewport width? The width of the device is the viewport width. Viewport means what? Visible area on the screen. So this line number 5, meta viewport, this line assigns width of the viewport, and initial scale means the zoom level, how much you want to zoom, how much you want to zoom. Presently you have said normal, you have given width is equals to device width, initial scale means zoom is a normal, don't zoom anything. And now see, now everything will work. You just have added, now you need to assign width and height to the main also. Width 100%, height 100%. Remember that who is a parent of main? Body. What is the width of body? 100 VW. What is the height of body? 100 VH. Now 100% of this means fully. that is the main. 100% of this HTML and body is having 100 VW, 100 VH. Viewport. VW means what? Viewport width.
100 is the max.
100 is the
In
max.
case of viewport.
You can write 1000 also, but it will go beyond the screen. Right? It will it's like a 200%. You can consider 100% and the 200%. 200% is the double of 100%, right? Similarly, if you write 1000 VW, it is 10 times of 100. Correct? Did you get that or not? So first you need to assign. So hence from now, you will write this line everywhere. Hence from now, you will write this line, these two lines everywhere. Width and height. 100.
So mostly, viewport height and width would be assigned to the root element.
Root element. So this is the root element, HTML and body. And this main is your element. You can decide this can be 80%, 20%, whatever. But presently what we need,
if suppose there is no main, in that case, the box will take 50% of
no, body. If there is a no main, if there is a no main, then who is the parent of this div? Body. 50% of body. Correct? Now this div box is there, 50% of this main. This div, 50% of this main. It is nothing but this. So you can decide this also. Let's give a background color. Background color chocolate or chart reuse. Refresh it. Can you see 50%, exactly half? Well, you can decide this also. This can be 80%, no problem. Now see, this 50% is of this 80%. You getting that? This 50% is of this 80%. See now. Can you see? This whole is 80% and this 50% is of this 80%. Remember these things. In relative units, it is relative to someone. It is what? Yeah. So if it is relative to something, you need to check if layout is not working as expected. You need to drill down from the root to the child element.
So, in our project, I saw many places it is used PX.
Yeah.
So, in that case, this will not work on different screen.
It will work on the different screen.
Means in indentation.
Indentation means?
I mean, the layout will not display in a proper.
Ha, correct. Pixel means what are the pixel units available on your screen? That's it.
So it is wrong.
Yes, it's wrong. It will not take the responsive form. What is a responsive form? If you go to the Angular website, go here. Now look at this carefully. Responsiveness. I selected this icon. This icon allows you the responsiveness. Look at this line. Actually, can you see line is inclined or slant line is there? For few things it becomes the horizontal line. Can you see here it becomes what? Horizontal line. Even the font size gets changed. This will not happen with the pixel based system. This will happen only with the relative units. It will not work with the absolute units. Look at the logo also. Even the columns are getting changed. Can you see here there are 3 columns? 1, 2, 3. Look at the grid and see here. Can you see here 2 columns? Here there are 3 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. And here it is 3 columns. Here these are the 2 columns. Right? So how this is happening? Who is creating this? Relative units. Right?
How you can track it? I mean, reducing the size?
See here, there are 2 lines. Can you see that? First select this guy. Earlier it was like this. Select on this. There is a laptop icon and the mobile icon. Can you see toggle device toolbar? Even here you can select the devices. iPhone SE, it will look like this. XR, it will look like this. Even here also you can change it. So go to the custom responsiveness, and here you can put any of the numbers. Say 300 by width 800, right? Or can you see these 2 things? Same thing is happening. It is changing width and height over there. Over here also you can orientation, landscape and portrait. Here you can change the zoom level. 100% it will look like this, right?
So that's basically you selected second icon.
This one. Responsiveness. Is that clear?
Yes. So the ideal way is to use the relative units, right?
Relative units. So here we have used 2 units. Viewport width, viewport height, percent. If there is a font, you have P. If there is a font, you have. In case of font, it is recommended to use EM, font size 1 EM of the parent element. Now here you need to set who is the parent of this. It is this, and here I can say font size 3 EM. See here, parent element of the parent element, and REM relative to the root element. Who is the root element of this paragraph? Ultimate root element, HTML tag. So there is no font size assigned to the HTML, and that's why this REM will not work. But why EM will work? EM means what? EM with respect to this 3 EM. So 1 EM with respect to this 3 EM. Refresh it. See. So if you want to assign the fonts in a relative manner, either you should use EM or you should use REM. Either you should use EM or you should use what? REM. Element to the parent element. EM stands for respective to the parent element. A relative font size of the parent element. EM stands for element. REM, R stands for root elements font size. Correct?
So you define for the DB the name is 3M.
3M. Anything you can define.
P 1 EM. P will take 1 EM.
Say that again. P will take 1 EM. Now you can change the values 3 em would be this much. If you want to check in that way, 3 em is this much. Okay.
Okay.
So means 100% you can consider now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now here you can say 2 em or just make a half, exactly 1.5 em. This is what the 1.5
Okay.
em.
In that case also it is relative to the parent.
Correct. We are understanding the relative units. Relative means what? Relative to something.
So default will be 1 if we are not specified.
Huh.
Yes, font size in the main. Right?
That would be auto.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another topic. If you don't assign anything, refresh it. Right? If you inspect it, this. So we didn't assign anything. So default would be auto. What is the default? This is the main. Can you see there is nothing over here?
Mm-hmm.
To this paragraph, there is nothing.
Yeah.
But internally, it is auto. Font size. We are going to see this auto. See, when you say auto, yeah, it will not work. Why it will not work? You will not get this answer right now. Invalid property value, right? You will not get, okay, initial, yeah, or inherit. What is this auto initial inherit? You will get to know later on. Okay, but there is a meaning to all this auto initial inherit. We'll see that in a separate session. But by default, the value, in my opinion, it is inherit, not auto. In my opinion, it's inherit. But we'll see that. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to check that, go to the MDN. MDN font size. In the specifications, initial value is medium. Inherited is yes. Yeah, inherited is yes. Initial value is medium. And inherited is yes. Which means that if you have given to the parent, it can inherit. We'll see this. Don't worry. Percentages refer to the parent's element size. Computed value as specified, but the relative lengths covered into the absolute lengths, converted into the absolute length. So you need to check this para, and you will get most of the interview questions on this. Okay. Got it. Any questions? Very important topic, and hence from now I will use freely all the dimension units, but you should be differentiating between a relative and the absolute.
So, I mean, can you tell when to use the relative? I understand relative, but when to use the.
If you want to develop the website, if you want to develop a website which is a mobile first, or which will work on the different devices, different screen sizes, you should go with the relative units. If you are developing system only for one screen, one particular screen of this much width and this much height, you should go with the absolute units, right?
And can you use a combination of both?
Yeah, you can use a combination of both, but you need to remember about the relationship. What do you mean by relationship? If you want to change the font size as per the screen, you cannot go with the pixel over there, right? You should go with what? A relative based system. In short, if you want to develop a responsive website which will adapt any screen size, you should use relative units only.
Yeah. So these you said like different units, pixel, inches.
Correct.
So like here you use it for height too, also for font size. So uh, I mean, is there many such properties of CSS where, like for example, if there is an input control uh, text box.
Correct. Width height
Width
maximum.
height.
You will use maximum
So
width height, padding, margin, font size.
okay, so these are limited things.
Yeah,
I mean, you understand?
wherever dimensions are related, at
Mhm.
that places you need to use all, you need to apply either absolute or relative. Wherever dimensions are related,
Mhm.
right? Whatever places dimensions are there or dimensions are involved, you should use what?
Relative and
Yeah, relative units or absolute units.
absolute. America give me a minute, please.
Yes.
Yes, Anil.
Yeah. So what I think, you should practice this much things first before moving ahead. My next topic would be on the box model, but that is highly dependent on these dimension units. Try to create width, try to create the in try to create the divs input boxes with the different height, right? And try to apply these units over there. Then we should start with the box model.
So can you please add one example with the maybe in the same.
Yeah, pixel we have used. Every other example, in every other thing we have used the pixel. So here let's have one more div, and here we can say non-responsive, non-res box, width 100 pixel, height 100 pixel, and background color red. So you can say class non-responsive box. Refresh it. Width 100 px. Okay, this dot is unnecessary. Refresh it. Now if I change the width and height, can you see that 100 px is not changing? Can you see that box? But the percent wise it is changing, and it is going to the, now this is 100 px, right? This is the difference. 100 is 100 all the time. That is dependent on your screen size, screen pixels, and that vary as per the screen to screen.
So in that case also 100% is
Yeah,
100% of
100%,
that screen.
of that screen, correct. Not 100%, 100 points on the screen. The pixel by definition is the smallest unit, smallest visible dot on your screen. Smallest visible dot on your screen, and that varies. Got it? Fine, then we'll meet tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. I'm stopping the recording.